Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
It's the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. On the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. With that road trip behind them, the Lakers ready to perform in front of their Los Angeles fans. They're hungry for wins and have to look at this as a great chance facing another struggling team. And the Lakers making a change here. Boozer's checked in. Last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to Utah.
And if you look at the offensive rebounding totals from that game, this team was at a severe disadvantage. You can't expect to win the game when you're only getting one attempt every time down the floor.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get some extra possessions, and clearly they were inferior in that area of the game. And you were right on top of it, Steve. For a little guy, that's pretty observant that rebounding would be a stat that you would be able to lock into.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. At the 2 and the 3 are Mayo and Parker. And it's Knight in at the 1 spot. Martinez is checked in for Knight. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Pass to Parker. Bucks passing it around. Nash against Martinez. Parker with a clean look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Lakers trail by 4. Kobe goes in. Milwaukee with the rebound. Sanders has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Kobe Bryant with a 2-year extension worth almost $50 million, Steve, highest paid in the NBA.
You know, a lot of people, Kevin, thought he should have taken a pay cut. I don't agree with that. I mean, he's earned every penny he's made and then some. The big thing now is, can you build around him, particularly at the stage in his career where his best years are behind him. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for the Lakers.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Sanders' shot is off. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
And Kevin, when you don't take advantage of your trips to the free throw line, which they definitely did not, it's tough to recover from.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, they left a lot of cheese and lettuce at that foul line, partner.
Not to mention some ham and turkey, Clark.
Martinez with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Parker passes to Martinez. Deflects the pass. And good on the basket. Book it. There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Nash against Martinez. From past the arc. And Steve Nash with the three. Nash has got 5.
Well, he's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
Mayo, the pass to Martinez. From 15 feet away, count that one. Martinez has got his first bucket of the night.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Nash outside. Screen by Boozer. Pass to Young. Here's the three. Offensive rebound. Here's Hill. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. He has 6.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Team swap here for the Lakers. And some changes here for the Bucks. And so it's the Lakers with it. 4-point game. The Los Angeles Lakers, the NBA's most successful franchise over the last 3 decades, since 1980. 10, guys, count them, 10 titles.
That's remarkable, and they've led the way from a business standpoint as well, Kevin. They pioneered televising their home games where some teams had worried about undercutting ticket sales. A lot of great ideas and dynamics that have helped this franchise become what it is.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. At the 2 and the 3 are Mayo and Parker. And it's Martinez in at the point. And again, the Bucks miss.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Martinez has got his second basket of the night.
And, you know, for the Lakers, no competition from football. There's not a pro football team in the L.A. market. And it's one of the top 2 markets in the country. And it is a basketball town. You look at their TV deal, which is really mind-boggling. It's worth about $3.6 billion over 20 years. That gives you a lot of financial firepower there.
No one near Mayo as he lets it go. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Nash drives in. Bryant gets a wide-open look. Here's Boozer. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Hill, he's checked in for Ryan Kelly. Free throw drops for Boozer. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Into Ilyasova. It's stolen by Hill. Martinez against Kobe. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The Lakers have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
Well, impressive free throw shooting as a team this season, right around that 78% mark.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Martinez up top. Here's Sanders. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. The Bucks on top, up 1. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I've got Kobe Bryant. And Kobe, tell us what's working for you guys defensively right now.
Oh, keep them out of transition, really. I mean, that's really been the big key this half.
Kobe, we appreciate the time. Gentlemen, over to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. I like the number of assists we've racked up. That says a lot about the way we've been running our offense, and there's no reason we can't get more. Keep finding the open man. I do like that we limited our turnovers. We weren't careless with the ball or making unforced errors, so kudos for that. And I'm taking the shackles off of you offensively. Let's open this up. Get the ball up the court as quickly as possible and see if they can keep up with us. We know we can take their best punches and hang with them. Now it's time to hit them with everything we got and see how they handle it.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
The Lakers have their hands full guarding against Knight.
9 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
It's go time. Check in. I'm on it.
Xavier Henry, he's checked in for Kobe. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Steve Nash. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. John Henson's checked in for Sanders. Chris Middleton comes in for Ilyasova. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Parker. And Walters checks in for O.J. Mayo. They've got Davis. Johnson is out there with Randall.
Laker girls, make some noise, fans.
Lakers trail by 12. Well, it's hard to argue with the effect John Henson has had on the basketball floor. 6'11" Clark with a 7'5" arm span. He obviously is a force defensive.
And a lot of that, Kevin, I think also has to do with how heady he is. He's got excellent timing and really an innate sense of when to rush in for the weak side shot block.
That's a good point.
And he just seems to usually be in the right place at the right time. That's what we call basketball sense.
I like that. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Giannis Antetokounmpo's guard skills belie his height, which is approaching 7 feet. Coach Jason Kidd said he's literally growing. When you see him in the open court, that's where he's at his best. He reminds me of a Scottie Pippen, kind of a magic guy who can find the open teammate. He's very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Guys?
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. 1:36 left in the third.
And with Henson, that's often something that gets overlooked as an attribute of the play. Knowing where to be on the floor defensively in order to give yourself a chance on a play, it comes as second nature to him.
You know, that mid-range jump shot is not his strong suit, even when he gets a good look like that.
Henry dishes to Lin. And the lead is down inside single digits.
Well, I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Milwaukee leading by 8.
And lastly, with Henson, you know, he spent a few years in college, and I think that really helped his understanding of how he can change shots in the paint. You know, a lot of players have the physical tools he has, but I think his mental awareness and alertness is rare in a player so young in the league.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Lin kicks to Johnson. Randall with the ball, working on Henson. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Nick Young's checked in for the Lakers. Bryant comes in for Xavier Henry. Barry Sanders is checked in for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Walters, defended by Lynn. Walters passes to Martinez. Here's Henson. Sanders trying to get open. Almost, but it rolls out. Lakers trail by 5. The dish to Young. On the wing, Kobe. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake. Kobe's got 11 points.
Boy, the shots finally dropping for them in bunches, and I'll tell you what, the complexion of this game has totally changed.
You know, that kind of offensive eruption was the only thing that was going to get them back into this one.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. Bucks lead by 3. Live. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This was an exceptional pass, guys, and we see the result. Hits him in stride, and bam, the slam dunk.
Randall's checked in for Hill. Boozer comes in for Ed Davis. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Young. Chris Middleton's checked in for Milwaukee. Flash comes in for Knight. On the court for the Bucks. Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. Flash out there with Mayo. And it's Middleton in at the 3. And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker. And the Lakers with some changes. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Randall. Davis comes in for Carlos Boozer. Young is subbed in for Nash. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Clark, this one just all but in the books.
Yeah, I don't see a comeback at this point, partner.
Not enough time, and just too big of a deficit for this team.
Well, this one is winding down now. Milwaukee can watch the clock run out. It's stolen by Davis.
And nothing you can do to salvage this one at this point. Game over.
Not anymore. Any chance they had is gone.
Mayo kicks to Middleton. Over to the wing. Here's Martinez. The jumper from the free throw line is good.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
And so the Bucks take the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
Good work tonight.
Yeah, nice win.
Yeah, you fed me the rock. I got in the rhythm, and we walk out of here with a W, just the way we drew it up.
We do what we gotta do to win, right?
You know it. Now let's get out of here.
All right, let's roll. Got my bag. Did you improve your game yet, man?
My game speaks for itself. I'm bringing a whole new brand of basketball to the U.S. You'll see.
Yo, yeah, you the $1 million rookie. I'm the $1,000 rookie. But I'm about to show you and the whole world who really deserves that money.
Good luck with that, bro.
Player.
It's the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. Here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. For the season series between these two teams, the Jazz came away empty-handed in the last matchup against Milwaukee. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Nuggets.
Kevin, that game defensively was an absolute nightmare. They went into that building and just got blown out by a very hot team.
Well, they didn't defend those shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started rocking and thumping and bumping, things only got worse.
Here's Middleton. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Knight. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. The Bucks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Brandon Knight taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down. Hits them both.
Well, the Utah Jazz enjoy what has long been considered one of the best home court advantages in the NBA here at Energy Solutions Arena. You combine the altitude with these rowdy fans, tough place to get a road win.
Exum's shot is off.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Passes it to Middleton. Back to Martinez. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. It's tipped. Burks with the steal. Now here's Exum. He's guarded by Knight. Count that one. Exum's got his first points of the game. Well, you talk about this crowd here in Salt Lake City, the construction, the physical structure here. This arena really puts the crowd right on top of the action.
And that really does have an effect, Kevin. Players and refs feel the fans as much as they hear them there.
Canner in the corner. To the right side. Tries it from 9. The rebound by Middleton.
That was not pretty there. You got to make that one, but maybe that's not his range.
He feeds it to Ilyasova. Here's Martinez. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Martinez has got his second bucket of the night.
And some trash talk between him and Dante Exum prior to the game tonight. Maybe they see each other as threats for that Rookie of the Year award.
Well, they both are as explosive as it gets for a first-year player. You can make arguments both ways as to who has been the better rookie, and I'm sure this meeting will stir up the fire a little bit and fan those flames of debate.
Now, here is Knight. Not a lot of room. Fires it up. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
Burks in the corner. And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what. But guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Henson's checked in for Sanders. Antetokounmpo comes in for Ilyasova. And Nate Walters subbed in for Knight. Hood kicks to Novak. Pass to Hood. Shot clock at 6. There's a screen. Off the screen. Rebound, Milwaukee. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Bucks lead by 1. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And the guys, what's your take on Utah so far?
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the...
Change it up. Bucks trail by 3.
What a story for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Born in Greece of Nigerian parents, his family is really undocumented. Living in poverty, though, he'd sell watches in the street to make ends meet. But now he's blessed to make a much more significant contribution to his family's fortune.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. Ilyasova and Sanders in the middle. Flash out there with Brandon Knight. And it's Middleton in at the 3. And he gets it to go. Burks got the lead up to 5 now for the Jazz.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
And Antetokounmpo, at late discovery, started playing seriously when he was about 15. Beginning at point guard before he really shot up in height, and now a forward. Has a lot of playmaking ability. Very intriguing prospect.
Shot clock at 6. Knight passes to Martinez. From deep three-point range, and there's Knight. That's good on the assist by Ilyasova. Knight's got 5 points so far. Jazz have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. And for Antetokounmpo, huge hands, Clark. Do you think that's a factor in his great ball handling?
I certainly do. I mean, point forward skills. He can create for others. Do just about everything on the court. The main thing to work on is his shooting, though. A low release point. He's got to get that fixed. But the coaches in Milwaukee may look to tweak that for him, but he's got a lot to offer.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Jazz.
Boy, they've come out of that locker room with a hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And we're also seeing a lot of fast break hoops, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points. Alec Burks, really known as a slasher coming into the NBA out of Colorado. His outside shooting was questioned, but he's put in the work, and he's become a solid three-point shooter. Still young, he's only going to get better and better.
Exum, he's checked in for Utah. And Burks hits 2 free throws. And Burke at 6'6", good quickness and ball handling ability, Clark, and he can play points in a pinch.
And you know, Kevin, the Jazz asked him to play there at times in the past. Combo guard skills with legit shooting guard size, that's a lethal package.
Sanders dishes to Ilyasova. No good. And Utah the other way now. 1:04 left to play here in the half. Exum kicks to Burks. There's the screen. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Good on the three-point shot. Hayward's got 5.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket. Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Kicks it to Middleton. Back to Martinez. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And stolen by Hayward. Pass to Burks. Here's Exum. And the layup's good off the glass. And it's a 9-point Jazz lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And if we see a few more of them, this game could be in danger of getting out of hand quickly.
to end the run. Utah with the rebound. Burks has got his third rebound tonight. 1 second left, and Utah again with the bucket. And so we conclude the first half. It's the Jazz up by 11. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
All right, we've got some work to do, but it's not too late. Let's put our stamp on the second half. Now, a few things. First of all, let's get the ball into the paint more often. They've worked like crazy to take the three-point shot away from us, and it's worked. But it's leaving us with a lot of room to operate inside. Also, the handle we've kept on the ball has been nice and tight. They love to force us into more mistakes, but you guys haven't been letting that happen. Good job. For the third quarter, we have got to utilize our pick and roll, and in a big way. We can make up some ground quickly if we do, and it will help us establish a rhythm. It might not feel like it, but we're in an okay position. A lot of teams would have been out of this game by now, but we're still in it. Let's get after it and see what happens.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. It's been one outstanding game so far from Alec Burks.
And what was most impressive was that his decision-making and shot-taking was very disciplined and efficient. Really an excellent half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense has given him, and he's not trying to do too much. I love the flow. And
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson checked in for Sanders. Chris Middleton comes in for Ilyasova. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And Walters checks in for Brandon Knight. Exum is out there with Hood. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Novak in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Exum's shot is off.
Bucks call timeout.
Martinez, he's checked in for Milwaukee.
And now we've got a moment to see how the Jazz are doing ranking-wise, Kevin. 4th in blocks, 11th in rebounding. And as far as fewest turnovers per game,
This is a team, Clark, and you talked about the shot blocking. This is a team that really has become a defensive-minded group. They rotate well, they cover up for one another, and when somebody does get to the rim, it seems like they've got a lot of guys coming over from the weak side to protect the rim.
Exum kicks to Booker. And there's the pass to Novak. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Exum, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Exum's got his 3rd basket of the night.
No way you can get back into the game if you continue to give up layups.
Now the dish to Henson. Martinez the pass to Middleton. We've got 1:18 left here in the third quarter. And Walters kicks to Henson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Buries it from 3-point range. Antetokounmpo's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Bucks. Jazz leading by 14. They set the screen. Dishes it to Novak. Feeds it to Exum. He kicks it to Booker. And Utah again with the bucket.
they're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Here's Martinez. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Martinez has got 8. He is just the kind of player that looks for ways to make his teammates better both on and off the court. He really goes out of his way to get everyone involved.
And I think it shows up as this team just runs like a really fine-tuned and well-oiled machine when he's out there leading, because his presence is that important. Teammates know that if they get to their spots, good things are going to happen.
Here's Hood. Tries again. Can't get it to fall. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Jazz lead by 14. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And here now is our State Farm assist to the game, and Steve coming earlier on a three-pointer.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good passes tonight, some on the interior. This one on the outside, setting up his teammate perfectly for that three-point look.
Substitutions. 1:30 left in the fourth.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for the Jazz.
Clark, their inside game was what secured them to win tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, they had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And boy, they've gotten their revenge tonight. They dropped the first matchup earlier in the year, but tonight they even things up. 1-1 on the season against the Bucks.
And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, Martinez. He's in at point guard. Parker and Henson, the duo inside. Mayo out there with Antetokounmpo. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Jazz?
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end. You talk so much about how valuable expiring contracts and draft picks are in terms of building a team, but one thing that gets overlooked is just how important having a player on a good contract can be. It opens up so many possibilities for a team.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Gobert comes in for Derek Favors, and Hood subbed in for Gordon Hayward. No good on the second free throw. With the talk of value contracts, if you get a franchise player and only paying him half of what is expected, Clark, that's an extra all-star player you can afford on your roster.
And I think that's a big payoff with it. So much of how a team is constructed in the NBA involves how close they are to the salary cap. So you'd like to try to get as many really good players as you can at market value, or in some cases maybe below market value.
There's the pick. Here's Exum. Soft touch off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 20.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Steve, I thought those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Novak misses. Here's Antetokounmpo. Inside. It's stolen by Gobert. And here's Exum. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the...
Well, Derek, you guys